if you're seeing this, the portfolio that I manage, which consists of like 25% of my money, lost about $70,000 in the span of the last 3 weeks. You may have heard that the tariffs being imposed on many countries actually, and the fears of an incoming recession are disturbing the markets. I don't believe it's gonna happen, and I'm actually buying stocks right now. I'm actually gonna buy them when I have free capital, but I'd buy stocks if I were you. Alright, so I'm gonna try and explain everything that's happened in the markets in the last 2 or 3 weeks in 3 minutes, just so you know what's my perspective and what I actually think is going to happen. And I'm actually putting my money on my word. I actually put my money where my mouth is. Yeah, you probably know that the new administration has been crazy with tariffs. While the threat of tariffs is quite big, there were 2 instances where the tariffs were imposed and they were removed during the same day, on Mexico and Canada, which I think speaks for itself actually. Now, while you could argue that prices are going to increase, I believe that they're not going to increase pretty significantly, and the whole stagflation thing is more around prices not falling and the economy deteriorating rather than prices increasing and the economy deteriorating. We actually had a CPI release today from February, and it turned out to be lower than expected at 2.8 versus the 2.9 expected. The core PCE may actually differ a bit, because what offset the PCI increase were airline fares, which are not counted in the core PCE, but eggs actually take part in it. We had a report on Tuesday that said that the jobless claims were more or less in line. The fear and greed index was at a record low. There were only 8 instances in the whole stock market history when it was as low, and the put to call ratio was never as high as it has been right now. People got really afraid and started to hedge. Some were anticipating drops of over 20%, and while the S&P has dropped around 14% from its highs, along with the Nasdaq down about 15 or 17%, I believe it's a perfect opportunity for you to buy stocks, because the fundamentals of companies that I hold, if you want to know what I hold, you can go through my videos. I talk about the stocks sometimes. I hold companies that operate in the US domestically and are either dependent on high income consumers or have a specific moat based around their pricing advantage, or people being dependent on their products in some way. The correction has been healthy. While some Mag 7 stocks kind of carried the indexes, most of the stocks that I've seen are down over 20%. And while you could say that growth might slow down, I see an incentive for the Fed to actually cut rates to, number one, keep the job market stable because of the dual mandate, and then you've got pricing, which came in colder than expected, so that's a positive. This is a great buying opportunity in my opinion, and while we can actually fall more and there is downside risk, I believe that even if we were to fall 10% more and you were to be down 10 or 15%, that's not that bad. Looking long term, you're gonna get 50-40% returns to the highs of the stocks that you're going to buy, and their fundamentals are only getting better, which presents many asymmetric opportunities. So just buy things.